Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about climate change denial. Even though there's tons of scientific evidence, a lot of people still doubt or ignore what's going on. So in this presentation, we are going to explain what climate change is, why it's happening, and why some people choose not to believe the facts. First off, let's talk about climate change. Climate change basically means long-term changes in the world's temperature and weather patterns. Some of these changes can happen naturally, but what we're seeing now, like the fast warming of the planet, is mostly caused by human activities. Climate change mainly happens because of greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide and methane. These comes from things like burning fossil fuels, cutting down forests, factories, and even farming. Scientists have seen the ice caps melting, sea levels rising, and more extreme weather. Also, around 97% of climate scientists agree that humans are the main cause of this, and that it started way back in the 80s. About the main problem, science denial, and what is it? Even with all the evidence, a surprising number of people still deny climate change. Some think it's exaggerated, some say it's not caused by humans, and others don't think it's real at all. This denial makes the whole situation harder to deal with. Climate change denial is when people reject the scientific facts about climate change. People deny different things. Some deny the cause, some deny how serious it is, and some deny it completely. Denial happens for a lot of reasons: misinformation online, political influence, fear, or even just not wanting to accept something so big and crazy. There's actually three main pillars to climate change denial. When people talk about the pillars of climate change, they're basically talking about the main parts we need to understand. These include the science behind it, the human causes, and the effects on the environment, and what we need to do to fix it. The three pillars are science denial, humanitarian denial, and economic denial.
Science denial is when people reject the scientific facts about climate change. They might say things like, the planet isn't warming, or scientists don't agree, or climate change is natural. The type of denial tries to create doubt, even though the evidence is very clear. They also be saying things like, the planet isn't warming. People also use other claims to create doubt. Some common ones are that climate models are unreliable. The climate models overreact to CO2. There isn't enough CO2 in the air to matter, and the CO2 can't cause that much heating. These claims sound convincing to some people, but they're based on misunderstanding and misinformation, not actual science. Economic denial is when someone agrees that fighting climate change costs too much or will hurt the economy. But most economists say that not taking action will actually cost way more because disasters, damage, and health problems are extremely expensive. Clean energy can also create jobs and save money long term. Fixing climate change could cost around 1% of the world's GDP, or even less. That's a tiny part of the total economy. If we don't take action, it could end up costing 20% of the world's GDP in damages, disasters, and lost resources. Since the global economy is huge, spending a small amount now is much cheaper than dealing with the problems later. Humanitarian denial is when people ignore or downplay how climate change affects real people. Some people argue that plants need carbon dioxide to grow, and that CO2 acts like a fertilizer, so more CO2 isn't bad. Others say that cold, harsh winters are more deadly, implying that warming might actually help people. While it's true that plants need CO2, the extra warming causes extreme weather, droughts, and floods that harm millions of people around the world. Humanitarian denial overlooks these serious impacts. How else does denial affect climate change and our progress in our world? Every year spent denying climate change is a year we lose to fixing the problem. Denial slows down action and protects the environment, and we are running out of time. It also makes things worse. Rapid melting of sea ice causes sea levels to rise, leads to deforestation, reduces plant species, and puts on animals in danger. All of this makes it even harder to help the environment and slow climate change. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great day.